Hello, Scriven County Schools. Welcome to this tutorial on the new Google Calendars. I'm your Instructional Technology Coach, Marlene Harris. In this tutorial, I would like to walk you through some of the updates and new features of Google Calendar. As of right now, we can still access the classic calendar view, but on February the 28th of 2018, Google will automatically switch all of its users over to the new version of Google Calendars. So, let's look around and see what's new and updated for us. To quickly access your Google Calendar, open a new tab in your Chrome web browser and use the Apps Launcher and select Calendar. If you have not switched to the new calendar, you'll see the option in blue on the top right that says Use New Calendar. To switch to the new view, click here and Upgrade Now. To switch back to the classic view of calendar, click on the Settings menu, and until February the 28th, you have the option to go back to the classic calendar. The first thing that you may notice about the new Google Calendar is its clean, modern look, including a new top menu. On the left-hand side, you'll notice an option to hide or show the main menu, which includes the mini calendar and the list of calendars on the left. You can refresh your calendar by clicking the word calendar or by clicking our Scriven County logo. You can jump to the current day by clicking the Today link, or you can navigate to the previous or next time period by using the left and right arrows. To search for an event that's on your calendar, click the search icon. Type in any event that you may be searching for, or if you would like to filter that search a little more, you can use the drop-down menu that's on the right side of the search window. Use the drop-down arrow to search a particular calendar. You can also search by what, who, where, keywords, and particular dates. After you've set your filters, click Search. Click the arrow to the left of Search to return to your calendar view. To change your view, you can use the drop-down to select day, week, month, year, schedule, or a 5-day view. You can opt to show the weekends or declined events. Under your Settings menu, you can view your trash, change the density and color. You can set the density to be responsive to your screen size, or you can keep it compact, and you can set the color to either a modern or a classic view. The Google Apps Launcher will allow you to launch other Google apps, and the notification icon will show you if you have any notifications. In the left menu, you have a monthly mini calendar, which can come in handy if you are in an alternate view such as day or week. You can jump to any date by clicking on the date, or you can navigate to the next or previous time period. Below the mini calendar, you'll see an option to add a coworker's calendar. You can add their calendar only if it's been shared out. Otherwise, you'll be prompted to ask for permission to add a coworker's calendar. Below that, you have the option of My Calendars and Other Calendars. You can expand those by clicking the caret, and all of your calendars will be listed below that. The difference between My Calendars and Other Calendars is that you have editing rights under My Calendars. It may be calendars that you have created, or it could be calendars that others have shared with editing rights. Other calendars are those that you have viewing rights only. You can create individual calendars based on the type of events that will be on those calendars. For instance, you may have a personal calendar, you may have a work calendar, or a family calendar, or you could even have a calendar for each of your children's after-school events. These individual calendars can be shared with people inside and outside of our school domain. To hide or show events on the individual calendars, check or uncheck the box to the left of the calendar name. Also, each individual calendar has some options. Click the Options menu or the snowman icon to the right of the calendar name, and you can choose to display only this calendar. You can hide it from the list on the left-hand side. You can go into the settings and sharing for that individual calendar, and you can also color code your calendar events. I like to use the same color coding system in Calendar as I do in Gmail. This helps me keep all of my events separated. To add a custom color, click the plus sign at the bottom of the colors list. Choose any color from the rainbow and then drag the bubble to adjust the shade. The text color will automatically be adjusted for you depending on the shade that you choose. By default, all events that you add to that individual calendar will have that calendar color. To change the settings or sharing properties of individual calendars, click the snowman icon and go to Settings and Sharing. Under each individual calendar, you'll have some options. You can change the calendar settings, which would include changing your time zone if you needed to update that. You can auto-accept invitations or not. Under Access Permissions, you can make it available to the public or in our school domain. On the right-hand side, you have a drop-down menu so that you can choose what others will see on your calendar. Do they only see that you're free or busy, or do they get to see the event details? You can share your calendar with specific people simply by going to that section and adding people to your calendar. You also get to decide what permissions they have on your calendar. You can set the event notifications for that individual calendar. You can choose to receive the notification via email, SMS, which is a text message, or by pop-up notification on your desktop. And you can also choose the time period. When you add these notification settings to your individual calendar, any event that you add to that calendar will automatically have this notification settings, but you can adjust that individually if you would like. You can also add multiple notification settings. You can choose to receive notifications for all-day events or not, and set general notifications for new events, changed events, canceled events, responses, and your daily agenda. To integrate your calendar, you can copy and share a public URL. You can copy the embed code to embed your calendar on a website. If you would like to remove this individual calendar, you have that option as well. Also, you'll notice the eyeball icon that is just to the right of the calendar name. This will come in handy if you want to hide any of the calendars from your list. As a reminder, Google Classroom and Google Calendar are integrated. So for every Google Classroom that you participate in, either as a teacher or a student, a Google Classroom calendar will automatically be created. If you would like to either hide that calendar from view, you can use the eyeball icon, or you may want to remove that Google Classroom calendar altogether. However, I don't recommend that you remove any of the Google Classrooms that you might be a student in, such as your lesson plan or your instructional coach Google Classroom. To return to the calendar view, click the arrow to the left of Settings. Google Calendar is an interactive drag and drop environment. If your meeting changes from a Wednesday to Thursday, you can drag that event over to Thursday. If it's an event that's shared with others, it'll ask you if you would like to update those changes. If you would like to see more details about the event, single click and a hover card will pop up. Here you can see the time, place, participants, any notifications that are set up, and which individual calendar this event is on. If you need to edit the event, click the Edit pencil. In the top right corner, you can delete the event, email any guests, or choose more options. Those options include print the event, duplicate the event, or copy it to another individual calendar that you may have set up. To add a new event, you can double-click inside of any date box, or you can click the Create Event icon in the bottom right. When you create an event, you need to give the event a title, choose the correct day and time, or check the box if it's an all-day event. You can choose the repeating pattern by using the drop-down menu. Do you want this event to repeat daily, weekly, monthly, or if you have a custom repeating pattern, you can choose the custom option to set that. You can also set a location. This is a handy feature if you're setting up an event that involves others and you want to make sure that everyone knows the correct location. Adding a notification is a very important part of creating a new event. This will ensure that all those who are involved in the meeting, including yourself, will receive a reminder of that event. You can add more than one notification. For instance, you might want to receive a reminder 2 days before the event so you can go ahead and prepare for it, and then again 30 minutes before the event so you can make sure that you're where you need to be. It's also very important if you have multiple individual calendars to make sure you put that event on the correct calendar. You don't want to put a work-related event on your personal calendar or have one of your child's after-school events on your work calendar. By default, the event color will be the same as the calendar color, but if you would like to change that, you could do so here. Optionally, you can add some event details or add an attachment such as an agenda for the meeting that you're setting up with others. To add others to your event, use the guest option on the right-hand side, and in the add guest box, type in that person's name. You can also set the permissions of your guest, whether they can modify the event, invite others, and see the guest list. After you've created your event, click Save. If you have invited others, you'll be prompted to send them an invitation. An example of a repeating event that you may want to set up is a reminder to run Night Night. Night Night is a program that's been pushed out to all of our teacher laptops and desktops. When you run Night Night, it'll automatically update the following applications: Firefox, Flash, Java, Shockwave, Reader, and QuickTime. These programs need to be updated on a regular basis so that our machines work efficiently. To run Night Night, double-click on the icon and grant permission. To ensure that you run Night Night on a regular basis, set up a repeating event. Choose a date and time that would be convenient, as well as a repeating rule. Make sure that you add the notification so that you get a reminder, and also choose the correct calendar that you would like to add that event to, and then click Save. So there's a general overview of the new Google Calendar. I hope that you'll switch over to the new view if you haven't already, so that you'll have time to play around with the new view while you can still switch back to the classic view if you desire. If you need any tips on keeping your Google Calendar handy and at your fingertips, please go to the Tech Tip Tuesday tab of my website, scroll down, and look for 4 ways to make Gmail and Calendar accessible. Thank you very much for your time. Please email me any questions that you may have about using your new Google Calendar.